Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this Sunday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Aina Kweo. In the news tonight, Ondangwa Town Council has made a decision to waiver of all interest accumulated by residents for a period of 1 year. Council spokesperson Petrina Shitilangaho Mutikisha said the council will waiver 100% on all accounts with debts for consumers who can settle their debts within a period of 12 months from October 2023 to September 2024. Shitilangaho Mutikisha said the residents owe the council a total of $8 million Namibian in municipal services. Shitilangaho Mutikisha said council employed the services of debt management company Red Force to help them collect the debts and make a fair and informed analysis and recommendation on how to deal with the growing council debts. In our next story, mining for good requires a purpose. Namdeb established OMDIS to be a special vehicle specifically to rescue the picturesque and historic town of Oranjemund from the ghostly fate of not too distant Coleman Shop. Instead, a vibrant, diversified, and self-sustainable urban future is glittering in the Namib Sand next to the mouth of the mighty Orange River. Meet Tony Besiga, OMDIS General Manager. Namdeb launched a town transformation program in 2014 along with the town council and the community, a vision for a future sustainable town by 2030, irrespective of mining, was co-created amongst all affected parties, including the community. He explains transfer of town management from the miner to the town's council and privatizing property ownership was completed in 2018. Moving over to our next story, Cleanergy Solution Namibia, a joint venture between Altava and List Group and CMB Tech, has commenced constructing Africa's first public refueling station with on-site green hydrogen production on Friday in Farfish Bay. The innovative facility will supply hydrogen to truck support equipment and railway applications. As an integral part of the project, a hydrogen academy will be established to educate and train local individuals on hydrogen technology and its wide-ranging application. The hydrogen refueling station is expected to be fully operational by mid-2024. The Cleanergy Solution Namibia project includes a 10-hectare solar park with a hydrogen production facility equipped with a 5 megawatts proton exchange membrane electrolyzer and a 5 megawatt hourly battery. The electrolyzer will produce green hydrogen utilizing the electricity input from solar park and the energy stored in the battery energy storage system. Moving over to our next story, SWAPO Party Vice President Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah on Saturday at Outapi said tribalism is bringing out its ugly head in the country, saying if not dealt with it, it will have long-lasting consequences. Nandi Ndaitwah gave a stern warning to a crowd in attendance at the SWAPO Party rally, which was held at Olufuko Center in Umsati region, that for Namibia to progress, the country must get rid of regional and tribal thinking. More sentiments from SWAPO Party's frontrunner coming up in our Story of the Day segment after the break. Stay with us.
Win a double trolley dash in our birthday promo while saving on these. 10 kg top score for $112.99. 2-liter original Coca-Cola for only $18.99. 1.5 kg real good mixed chicken for just $64.99. 750-gram Nola mayonnaise at $28.99. And 700ml all-gold tomato sauce, also only $28.99. See the details of our incredible double trolley dash competition at vurmanbrock.com.
In our story of the day tonight, Deputy Prime Minister Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah told the crowd at the SWAPO Party rally on Saturday at Olufuko Center in Outapi that there is no bad blood between her contenders, Prime Minister Sarah Kurongera Amadhira and Environment Minister Pohamba Shifeta, who lost to Nandi-Ndaitwah at the party's Congress late last year. Shifeta was not physically present, but she said he is in support of her as a party's candidate. Let's have a look.
You want to see us together. As if you were not at, it's true, you were not at Oneliwa. Yeah. Because in December we were together in Oneliwa. But for us to be together in a SWAPO platform, you have been crying for this. You are saying we have not united because you don't see us together. But we want to assure you we are united. I now tell you here that immediately after the Congress, we had the lunch together with all our campaign managers. And we talked there. And we even say because of the experience we gained during this campaign, when the campaign starts proper, those campaign managers will be the nucleus of our campaign because they've gained experience. Commerce Feta is not here by the reasons we have accepted them. He was supposed to be here. Let me now, I know that I have a statement. It has 10 paragraphs. I've just finished the second paragraph, and I'm going to finish all of them. But I want to ask my namesake to say something here so that we know that is the SWAPO way, how we do things in this party.
After the break, we return with Community Talk. Herta Gottes, the Executive Director and co-founder of CCD Investment Group, shares how the organization came off the ground. She is speaking at the launch of the CCD Mentorship Program and Unit Trust in Windhoek. Have a look.
Came to our class, financial management class, and he spoke about asset management. He was the MD or the CEO of All Mutual Asset Managers back in the day. I always knew I didn't want to take the accountant or auditor route. I knew I liked figures, I liked the investment world, but I just didn't know what else. I mean, guys, I know there are very young female ladies here and they're thinking, but why did you just Google? There was no Google back in the day. We didn't have Google, so I didn't know where do I need to find out information about what else is there available in the finance industry. And when he came that day to give us the talk about asset management, it was like an aha moment. I knew exactly this is where I will fit. This is what I would like to do. And I approached him after the talk and I told him, I'm coming to you. I want a job, you need to hire me. Which he did. And that's where the journey started, which has now been about 23 years ago. So it has been quite a journey. So obviously there are many facets within the industry, within asset management of what one can do. And throughout the journey, I was able to be given an opportunity to go through a training program of All Mutual in South Africa. where they had just started training previously disadvantaged individuals, exposing them to the entire business of asset management, and then you could choose where you would like to fit. And I realized that I have the gift of talking. I love interacting with people. I like the numbers, but I definitely don't like sitting behind the desk the whole day. But definitely I would love to do the sales. I like closing a deal. This is not going to be a sales pitch today. I love the thrill of closing a deal. Guys, you have to try it. It just really energizes me and inspires me so much. And that is where I found my gap. So throughout my career, I was able to engage with clients, whether I did wealth management with high net worth individuals or dealing with pension funds, boards of trustees. I was able to engage with them, but at the same time, giving them solutions, giving them tools to empower themselves. So that is where the journey starts. And similarly with Yvonne, she always loved numbers as well. And Credula, wow, guys, Credula. Credula is amazing. Attention to detail. Putting documents together, writing, and the patience. And the patience. Now, for me, I'm not really a very patient person, I'll admit that. I just want to get the work done. Yeah, and I want to move on to the next deal. That is me. I'm a deal maker. But that is how we complement each other. Yvonne, very comfortable sitting and crunching the numbers. So that is how we come together. And between the three of us, we have 50 plus years of experience in this industry, which definitely equipped us to have taken up this challenge when the GIPF came up with the call to say, it is time for us to transform this industry. Because most of the businesses in Namibia, the asset management businesses, are South African owned businesses. And it does not really create an environment for Namibians to be employed, to build up skills, to build capacity, even an opportunity to actually see what this industry is about. Back in the day when I started out in this industry, we didn't even make any decisions here. That's why it was so frustrating. Everything was done from South Africa. So literally you were just here sitting, pushing papers.
Milk production in Namibia experienced a year-on-year decline. More on this story after the break in our economic news.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Milk production in Namibia experienced a year-on-year decline in the second quarter of this year due to elevated feeding and production costs, the Bank of Namibia said in its latest quarterly bulletin yesterday. However, it showed an increase on a quarterly basis. In the second quarter of 2023, milk production decreased by 1.6% to 3.8 million liters. This decline was primarily attributed to the scarcity of spent grain used to feed input, a significant price hike in Lucerne, and strong competition from cheaper imports during the quarter. Conversely, on a quarterly basis, milk production surged by 8.8%, rising from 3.5 million liters produced in the preceding quarter. Let's have a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades for 22 Namibian dollars 92 cents to 1 British pound, 19 Namibian dollars 89 cents to 1 euro, 18 Namibian dollars 82 cents to 1 US dollar. 3 commodities have dropped. Those are gold with 0.96%, platinum 0.35%, Brent crude oil 1.12%, and copper has increased by 1.46%. After the break, we return with international news. The U.S. Congress passed a stopgap funding bill late on Saturday with overwhelming Democratic support after Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy backed down from an earlier demand by his party's headliner for a partisan bill. The Democratic majority Senate voted 89-9 to pass the measure to avoid a federal government's fourth partial shutdown in a decade, sending the bill to President Joe Biden, who signed it into law before 12 a.m. deadline. The House voted 335 to 91 to fund the government through the November 17, with more Democrats than Republicans supporting it. That move marked a profound shift from earlier in the week when a shutdown looked all but inevitable. A shutdown would mean that most of the government's 4 million employees would not get paid whether they were working or not, and also would shatter a range of federal services from national parks to financial regulators. We take a look at our weather forecast for tomorrow after the break. We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment. Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country. Here are the weather predictions for tomorrow. Katima Mulilo can expect a minimum of 24 degrees, Rundu 21 degrees, and Enana 19 degrees, while Tsumeba can expect a maximum of 38 degrees, Ochuarongo 36, Omaruru 38. In the coast, Henties Bay can expect a maximum of 18 degrees, Swakopmund 15, Farfish Bay 23 degrees, and in the south, Cape Manshwab can expect a minimum of 18 degrees, Arano 17, Luderitz 14 degrees. After the break, we return with the sports. Stay with us. In sports news tonight, the Deb Marine Namibia Premier League football games continued this weekend, and these are some of the results at Unam Stadium. Unam beat Okakarara Young Warriors 5-1, while at Hage Stadium, African Stars were too strong, dominating 2-0 against Young African team. At the SKW Stadium, Civics won 3-2 against Young Brazilians. Okahanja United beat the Blue Waters with a final score of 2-1. In our next story, the Build It Under 13 School Soccer Tournament took place on Saturday at the AI Steenkamp Primary School sports field, with 8 schools competing for the title. The tournament was won by the host, AI Steenkamp, while the best supporting school was won by Bethel Primary School, whose high team spirit won them building materials valued at 15,000 Namibian dollars. The first match was between AI Steenkamp PS and Bethel PS, which ended in a 1-1 draw, and the second match was between Gamams PS and Aus PS, with Aus claiming a 1-0 victory. Another 0-0 draw was between Hillside PS and Faith PS, as well as Monte Cristo PS and Michelle McLean PS. After the break, we take a look at the highlights from tonight's broadcast.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Here are the highlights from tonight's broadcast. Ondangwa Town Council has made a decision to waive off all interest accumulated by residents for a period of 1 year. Clean Energy Solution Namibia, a joint venture between Altava and List Group and CMB Tech, has commenced constructing Africa's first public refueling station with on-site green hydrogen production on Friday in Falfish Bay. The Deb Marine Namibia Premier League football games continued this weekend with Unam beating Okarara Young Warriors 5-1 at Unam Stadium. And with that, we've come to the end of tonight's broadcast. Please do make sure you join Sunset News on all NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, which is called oneup2.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285, as well as CoTV channel 25 every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. This has been Sunset News. Please don't end your day without us. Good night.